What is up, my YouTube channel, folks? It's been a year since I did my last video about my 2021 Tesla long range. And like I said before, I didn't want to get into doing a bunch of videos because that's not my thing. But I'm purely doing this strictly for, if anybody's looking, interested. I try not to give away all the things about it because I don't want to spoil the movie. I want people to go out and, if they're interested, to go look themselves. I just share my experiences and what it's been like on my, I guess after a year, and I think I'm up to about 30,000 miles. Let me check real quick. It makes it kind of hard to find. Oh. Well, nevertheless, I'll find it in a little bit. But anywho, but I'm like I said, I'm roughly around 30,000 miles with this vehicle, and so far I don't have any complaints. I've done tire rotations, which has been fairly easy. Discount Tire has been a go-to for me. They have the pucks there already, and they rotate, and of course every time I go they want to try to sell me another tire, but I check my tread, and so far I'm doing pretty good. So my vehicle has been in service a couple times. I think one, I had my repeater on the passenger side. That camera went out for no reason, just went out, and they ended up replacing it. But the funny thing is, I wish they had replaced the driver's side repeater camera, because the one that they replaced it with is the newer upgraded one, so it doesn't get washed out when at night when you have your turn signal on that side, but the driver's side still does. So the funny thing is, I actually set up a appointment for them to fix that, but I end up having to travel. So I'm actually going to have them go, take it back in and have them replace the driver's side, so that way it's even. But other than that, I hadn't had any other major issues. Oh no, let's see. No, well, this one wasn't Tesla. This one was on me. I had a windshield that needed to be replaced because I had a chip that turned into a large crack. Funny thing is, I look at the Safelite commercials, and I have Liberty Mutual Insurance, and they recommend I went through Safelite and tried to schedule it through Safelite. I had the appointment set up, but they never called back to confirm. I ended up reaching out to them, and they were like, oh well, we don't have the windshield, it's going to take a while, everything is on back order. Somehow everything is on back order right now. I'll have to figure that out. But and they also told me they get their windshields from Tesla. So I was like, well, hell, I might as well just go ahead and schedule an appointment with Tesla, which I ended up doing. The downside was not a downside if you can afford it. I ended up having to pay for it out of pocket with Tesla, and then Liberty Mutual just reimbursed me. In fact, and so Safelite was telling me they couldn't get me in for like another 2 months, and Tesla scheduled it, here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I had it scheduled maybe within 2 weeks of that call, and took it in, and they put in a brand new windshield, and that was that. So those are the few times that my vehicle has been in service. Road trips, I've done some road trips, and like I said, I got this one, and this is a 2021, and I got 30,000 miles already, because we've done some road trips. It was if you remember from my very early vehicles, I had the Standard Range Plus, and I sold it and end up doing the long range because of the road trips that we were doing. The Standard Range Plus was fine for it. It's just I just wanted the long range because it was, honestly, truth be told, I wanted it because it was faster than the Standard Range Plus. I just sold it to my wife as, oh, we can get a little more, distance with the long range. The Standard Range Plus was fine on road trips. It was perfectly fine. I mean, people who have this range anxiety, hell, we were fine. But the pickup in the long range versus a standard range is night and day. So that's the honest truth as to why I sold it and got the long range. But we've done some road trips and had no issues. Done the supercharging and it's been fine. And I've gone to Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, um, throughout North Carolina, the coast, the mountains. I've had no issues with it. And like everybody else, I'm in these videos, I'm not telling anybody anything that no one doesn't know or anything like that or can't research for themselves. Um, you know, the range in the winter obviously is a little low. It's lower than what you get in the warmer months, but that's the nature of the battery. I mean, that's just what it is. And I'm fine with it. I've still been taking trips while it's cooler. I get pretty good range. I mean, as long as I'm not doing 80 miles an hour on the freeway, I'm good. So I hadn't had any issues with it. Did some minor upgrades, which was just the floor mats. I ended up putting the little spoiler thing on the trunk. That was just purely aesthetics. I mean, I just thought with the black trim of the car, the little black little trunk, little spoiler, just made it a little nicer. It was dirt cheap. I went on Amazon. I think I may have paid $20 for it and hadn't fallen off. It's been there, and hey, it just adds to it. I'm not one of those people that are spending thousands of dollars on a car, as far as accessories and anything like that. It's their money, but as far as my money, I got other things I'd rather spend my money on than accessorizing a Tesla. But other than that, like I said, the updates have been fine. The only thing I would say I've been a little annoyed with the Tesla has been the autopilot. I don't have the full self-driving or anything like that. I just got the standard autopilot, and I have found it to be a little annoying that it seems like I've done highway driving and I take my hand off the steering wheel and maybe 15 seconds later it's like beeping at me, or no, I won't say initially beeping. It does that flashing blue light, and people who have Teslas know what that is. But it's just I'm like, Jesus, every 15 seconds. So that's been the only annoying part. My wife actually hates the autopilot because she has really bad motion sickness. So she swears up and down she gets sick when it's on autopilot. So I always tell her, look, I'm driving all these miles, this takes the fatigue away from it. So I enjoy it. I have noticed that the phantom braking has been, I hadn't noticed it like it was when I first got my first Tesla, and then this one. It seems like it's gotten better. As far as where it happens, I have seen news reports of it happening, causing wrecks and on freeway tunnels and things of that nature. But and for me, I tend to keep my foot near the gas anyway when I have it in autopilot, just in case, because it never seems to fail that someone's going to turn out in front of you, and if autopilot's engaged, it's gonna it's thinking safety all the way, so it's going to do a hard brake if somebody turns out in front of you. Maybe normal driving, it will absolutely have no effect, but the Tesla seems to overreact, and it will do a hard brake, and it's like I'm about a quarter of a mile away from that car. So but hey, it's thinking safety, and I can't really blame the company for doing that, because there's just too many stupid people with Teslas, and they do stupid things like sitting in the back seat while the cars drive, and stupid stuff. So I don't fault Tesla for that. So I usually keep my foot near the gas. So if I see something like that happening, and I could tell the cars get ready to do a hard brake to react to the situation, I normally just press the gas to kind of, get it through that versus it being a hard brick. Or if I feel it, I still give it some gas. So, other than that, the car has been fine. Since a year ago, Tesla was the big player in the game, with electric vehicles. And even during that time, I was hopeful other automakers were going to come out and do the same. I thought it was funny because, when Tesla first started, you had other automakers and talk show hosts and everybody that was all for fossil fuels and gas guzzlers were, trashing Tesla, saying it wouldn't work, and no one's going to want to drive electric. And now all of a sudden, everybody and their mama, after they realize Tesla has made this thing a profitable company, and everyone, and their mama are buying Model 3s and Ys. Now everybody's in the game, which I'm good with. I just thought it was funny, but I'm good with it. I like competition. I like other makers. I got a 2011 Jeep Wrangler. I wish it comes out full electric. I won't sell mine. Mine is paid for. And that thing is going to go with me to the grave because I probably couldn't afford a new Jeep. With the way I have my Jeep now, I probably couldn't. But I would love to have a fully electric Jeep Wrangler, not that 4xe thing. I think it's, it's a play on electric, but I went by the dealership to have my Jeep serviced, and the guy who has one, he says it only gets about 35 miles of range on the battery, which is better than nothing, but I just prefer a fully electric Jeep. I like the Jeep, so well, we'll see. But like I said, I've enjoyed the fact that other automakers have come out since last year when I did my last video. Some of the cars I enjoy looking at, and looking at reading their specs and everything like that. Some I think are very nice. Some I think are like the Hyundai, the Ioniqs. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the look of it. But a lot of people didn't like the look of the Teslas, and now everybody and their mama had one. Truth be told, I didn't like the look of the Model 3 and the Y when it came out, especially the Model Y. I thought it looked like a beluga whale at first. So, and now I I've come around to it, and obviously I got a 3. So who knows? I might next year, if I release a video, I might be sitting in an Ioniq. Doubt it, but I might be. So, no, I seriously doubt it. My wife is not into car payments, and she will not let me do another one unless something happens bad with this one, or unless Tesla comes out with something totally different. But that being said, I am not a Tesla fanboy. I'm not one of those people that are all things Tesla. I get some people that tease me and think I am because I have a Tesla, and the reason for my Tesla is because I got tired of filling up my Jeep Wrangler, which is sitting next to me, and spending $75 a week on gas, and this has been great here. I've had people ask me about my charging costs and not being able to charge up and everything like that, and my experience on it within the I've had this thing this is probably about 2 years in the game now, because I had my first one, then I got this one. We have my wife and I, we've been blessed, and we've been able to we live in the downtown Charlotte, where they call it uptown. I don't know how you have an uptown and not a downtown. But anyway, so lived in downtown Charlotte. And like I've said in my previous vehicles, there are plenty of free charging locations around, especially at the government facilities, different shopping locations. I've charged for free a whole lot. And we have another location that we bought. We bought a place up in near Baden Lake, and I bought my wife one of those she sheds. You can see it behind me, well, partially behind me. And so what I end up doing, I end up putting a 220 outlet on the back side of it, and my car is plugged into it right now. And you know, I listen to other people who are totally against electric vehicles, and they're like, oh, you got to go through all this to, you know, you got to, you know, you spend thousands of dollars to charge it at home. And you know, most people who have a house in a garage, it's not that much to do that. I mean, I run my 220. It's on here every day. I paid an electrician maybe $100 to run, because the shed was already, we were getting it wired anyway for her she shed because it's finished. And so I just asked him, hey, how much will you charge me to add a 220 line on the backside so I could plug my car into it? And I mean, I don't even know if it went up that much. This was maybe a year ago, and I may have just paid for the outlet. I mean, I didn't pay that much, and it was like I said, maybe $100. And I got a 220 line that I plug my car into every day. My power bill, like I said, it may have gone up, and it's kind of unfair because it's the winter season, and we have one of these old townhomes here in Baden. So the house is very, very old. It's like a 1900, so it's not insulated like most upgraded homes are. So we've used a lot of air conditioning, so we're having it remodeled right now, where we're having, you know, walls insulated. But anyway, the power bill may have gone up. Prior to the Tesla being hooked up here, I was maybe running $80 in the summer. Tesla gets on, I go up to like 100, maybe, if 100. Winter season, running electric. Of course, electric, you know, heating is up for everyone. So my power bill is sitting around maybe 120, and I don't know if most of that is heating or, you know, but when I check my stats, I'm not really, I mean, I have it charging in the middle of the night. Like, I think right now it says it's going to start charging at 3 a.m. So I have it during the off-peak time and have it ready to go by 8 o'clock. Like I said, my power bill hasn't really gone up. And that's driving locally. I mean, I get people that say, well, you know, well, good luck if you're driving in Utah, or if you're in, you know, the upper parts of Wisconsin. I have no plans on driving through the upper parts of Wisconsin or out in Utah somewhere. There's no way I'm doing it. If I had to go there, I'm flying. So there's, I don't get those arguments. I mean, I see that all the time, where people pick out some way out of the way place to say, well, you're not going to be able to charge there. And I'm like, if I ever have to go, I'll be flying. So charging locally and just going back and forth to work, or just my daily shopping or whatever I'm doing. I don't say daily shopping because I don't shop daily, but just daily activities. No, it's, you know, I plug right here. If we do a road trip, you know, obviously I'm gonna hit the superchargers, and I look for destination chargers. Like if we're doing a hotel, I usually try to book at hotels that have chargers, and all of those have been free, minus some hotels that, you know, I paid for parking, you know, parking in the garage. And of course, everyone with an ICE vehicle has got to pay that same fee to get into the garage. The only difference is I'm getting charged, and, you know, so I don't pay for the charging, I just pay for parking. So and it's not been a problem. You know, I use my apps. I tell people, you know, PlugShare or ChargePoint. I use ChargeWiFi in this southeast area. Seems like ChargePoint is pretty prevalent in different locations. So I use ChargePoint a lot, and, you know, PlugShare, you know, I use that. Like I'll type in the hotel I'm going to just to see if there are chargers around, and that has worked out great. So I can't find any downside to owning an electric vehicle. Now, that's the Southeast, that's North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm sure someone will make a comment and say, well, over here in such and such state, or in this town, we don't have this. I'm just speaking for what my experience in this area. So, you know, I can't speak for everyone globally. I can't speak for, you know, everyone in different parts of the country where people are writing laws to, you know, to basically go against electric vehicles. And I'm not an electric vehicle champion. I just like options. So that's been my experience with it. As far as owning the car, and driving the car, I can't really complain about anything. as far as ownership of the car. Is been great. I've had great luck with service. I even, like, at one of the vehicles in service, you know, the communication is great. I will say the last time my vehicle was in service, I got like $100 of Uber credits because they said they didn't have vehicles. I've been reading different people been saying that as well. So I don't know if that's something new that they're going to, which is fine for me. I mean, no, it sucked that last time because I actually, I had to wait for Uber to come pick me up from work because my vehicle was there all day. It was actually when they did the windshield replacement. So, but other than that, I mean, it's been fine. I'm not, like I said, I'm not telling anybody to go out and buy one or anything like that. I mean, I just realized, I hadn't done an update after 30,000 miles or a year. I'm not trying to do the 15 years, not 15 years, do an update every time I reach 10,000 miles or something like that. I'm not going to be doing those stupid things I wish I knew about Teslas and doing people have those thumbnails with the I'm gonna tell you this, those are all fake and bullcrap posts. I've watched all those and they are funny and hilarious. Everybody who does those things I wish I knew about the car, everyone, if you're buying a Tesla, you've already done the research. There's nothing really hidden from it. It's not like you go in blind buying a car, or even when you go in, most people have gone to the service centers and test drove the vehicle before they bought it. It's not like, and they're like, the video I'm making right here is probably number 50 billion in one videos on a Tesla. So it's not like there are things people wish they knew. I just hate when people just put out content just to put out content. And I said earlier, like, I'm not doing it for trying to monetize my videos. I'm just actually just shooting stuff with you guys. And I just do it when and as I said, my last video was a year ago. I'm not trying to get paid. I'm not trying to, do thumbnails with my wife wearing spandex and draws and, her standing from behind. My wife is fine. Believe you me, she is fine. But I'm not doing that. And I can't figure out why some guys would do that and, post videos, I don't get that. But that's them. I don't, hey, that's what they want to do with their wives. If their wives like it, that's fine. But I'm not doing any of those things I wish I knew, because all of those videos are lies, and most of those people are just lying about it just to get people to click on it. I will say the things I have learned since I've had my Tesla is there are too many people that are stupid. I probably shouldn't say stupid, but stupid, that own Teslas. And what I mean by that is, obviously everyone that early on when they got a Tesla, they want to create a YouTube channel or, Instagrams or what's the other one? TikTok videos on their Tesla. And I did not realize the category of people I was sharing a car brand with. And it's actually been disappointing because there's so many people that, I'll just stick with the stupid people first. They get the cars and they do the stupid things with it. And it's like some of these things that Tesla has they got all these things that, like the hand on the wheel every like 5 seconds. It's because we've got stupid people that bought these cars. Like I said earlier, you got people hopping in the back seat. You got people doing all kinds of stupid stuff. The other stupid stuff I've been seeing, I've seen videos of, somebody stupid driving a car trying to make it into a submarine. I've seen things where people have been, just doing all kinds of stupid stuff. And then they always have these groupies of guys that stand around, oh man, that was awesome. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people? And I guess it's not just Tesla, but it seems like the majority of the stupid people have bought Teslas, and it makes the rest of us normal people that bought it just because we just, didn't like paying for gas, makes us look stupid. Because every time I run into a conversation, it's the normal people that I talk to, they tend to remember the stupid people in a Tesla, and they always ask me about these stupid people, or they ask me if I've done those stupid things. And I'm like, and I get tired of defending that. And it's just, that's the one thing, if I had to do with things I wish I knew or things I hate about owning a Tesla, it would be the stupid people that buy it. And it seems like you get the younger people, and when I say younger, I mean people that are probably like either somehow they're either fresh out of college, or they've done social media all their life to the point they monetized everything and they go buy a Tesla so that way they can add it to their channel as well, just for clicks and all that other stuff. But they do a lot of stupid stuff, and it's just that is probably the most annoying thing about owning a Tesla. But the funny thing is, when I do road trips and when I go different places, when I hit these supercharger networks, I don't see these stupid people. I see regular grown folks that are doing their thing, traveling, got a family with them, doing their thing. No one's really at these charging networks doing videos and all that. And I'm sure people probably say, oh, I saw this person doing it. It's because you ran into that stupid person. But in just my daily use or road tripping, and just I don't see those stupid people, which is funny because it's like, well, where are all these damn stupid people at? Because they show up on the internet, and different news sites tend to find them somehow. I don't know how, but it's just there. So that's just been the one annoying thing about having a Tesla, is being lumped in with all the stupid people. I will liken it to, it's almost like, probably having a pickup truck and everybody approaches you and think you got a gun rack or you got a rebel flag because you got a pickup truck and you live in the South. It's like you just get lumped in with somebody saw on TV, and that's just how it is. And I guess, like I said, that for me, that's been the one stupid thing. Also notice every other day I hop on, I'll log in, I'll get MSN or Yahoo, Fox News, CNN. They seem to highlight the stupid people on, or the stupid stories on their site. I mean, if I hop on Yahoo, I could probably scroll through and probably come across 20 stupid Tesla incidents, or they recycle. Like I would have seen a story maybe a year ago, and then today they're recycling that story as if it happened yesterday. And it's just and I don't know if people have just been pissed off with Elon, and so now they're just doing everything possible to make sure Teslas don't sell. But all the fake, like I saw one story when one guy, his Model S wouldn't charge in the winter, and they're like making it seem like, oh, it was like Teslas won't charge if it's cold. And I keep seeing this story, and I'm like, well, perhaps there was something wrong with his battery or his charging system, and he posted this and knowing it wasn't going to work, or I don't know. But it's like those same stories. Or the one guy who drove off the cliff in California and tried to kill his family, and the headline is the Tesla did it. And it's like, no, he intentionally drove off, but yet that story just keeps getting recycled as if the Tesla did it. And like I said, I'm not a fanboy. I mean, if the car did it, then yeah, Tesla did, and they need, something needs to be looked at, obviously, because I don't want my car driving me off a cliff. So, but it's just, I as of late, probably within the last year, I've seen the same stupid videos, or everyone's seen the one where the guy rents a Tesla and he's in San Francisco or something like that, and he's like, it was a Plaid, and he jumps it, wrecks a bunch of cars. It's like, those are the ones that get highlighted, which is funny. I've seen plenty of, like I said, I got a Jeep Wrangler. I've seen plenty videos where people rolled their Jeeps over here at Uari, or at different locations, but those don't get highlighted. You don't hear, Jeep rolls over and crushes passenger or anything like that. No, it's always a driver try. So I just find that a little funny with Tesla, and who knows, it might be that the media is pissed with Elon because of his choices as of late, but I just find it funny. And people always, as a Tesla owner, I get hit with those stories from non EV owners or people that are just anti EV because they've been told to be against EVs because it supports one particular party's talking point or not. So I don't know. I just find that to have been very annoying. I mean, it's just story after story after story. But my main thing, if I can make a plea, is Tesla, please stop selling cars to stupid people. If they're coming in and their pants are so tight that you can see their heart beating through their veins, and they got like a couple friends with them, and they're all laughing and telling the one dude he's awesome, or that was awesome of him, doing something, don't sell the car to him, because it's just going to end up on social media and he and his friends did something stupid. It just makes the rest of us, probably make us feel a lot better. Don't stop selling to stupid people. There's just so many people that are just, and I guess it's the society we're in now, where people are just doing things just to be looked at, and and they figure if they do it in a Tesla, they get bigger views. But yeah, please stop. There has to be some type of IQ test to own any electric vehicle or any car that's got more than 200 horsepower. I mean, it's just like, Jesus Christ, I get tired of Chargers. That's the one funny, annoying thing is everybody and their mama with a Charger and a Challenger or a Mustang. Not so many Mustangs or Camaros. I've had one Camaro, but Chargers and Mopar drivers, I could be minding my own business at a light, and they come up and it's just like, other Tesla owners, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even do it anymore because I'm so sick and tired of seeing them in my rearview mirror after it. And it's just, I'm like, damn it, that's like 2% I gotta go charge up for now because of this event. So it's just, that's been the one annoying thing about the Teslas. Those are things I've learned owning a Tesla. And I don't think anybody I'm pretty sure the Mustang Mach-E people probably don't go through this. The Kia, which the Kia is a very nice looking electric vehicle. I really do like the look of that one. And some of the other ones, I'm pretty sure they don't go through. But it's like every time I turn around, I just get, I don't know, it's just weird. And it's like, I guess it was fun at first, but now I'm like, I already know how it's going to end, and I don't know. And then I get some people that will tell me, oh, I can beat that Tesla because I've modded out my Charger and I've done this, I've, gutted it, or, taken out the seats to lighten the load and added all kinds of other stuff to it. And I always have to tell them, well, you have to do all of that just to compete with a family vehicle. And generally when I tell them that, and without even racing, because I don't get into the racing thing, but when I tell them that, then they kind of get a look on their face, and then they kind of realize, I'm like, how much extra did you spend? And of course I get the whole, well, Teslas are expensive, those are, those cars are, and I'm like, it costs the same price as your Charger, it costs the same price as your Hellcat, it costs the same price as your Challenger. They're not expensive cars. I mean, it's just, that's the other thing I get tired of is, people trying to make it seem like Tesla owners are these rich people and Teslas are only for the rich. And I have to remind people, like, I got a Jeep Wrangler, and I always tell people, you got gas vehicles that cost way more than what Teslas run. And I mean, I'm sure, hell, Porsche, I can't find a cheap Porsche. I can't find a cheap Maserati, buying it new. How much you going to spend for a Mercedes? And, so that's the one other annoying thing is people always think, oh, and they always get hit. Oh, that's a $50,000 car. Yeah, this probably is now. Not when I bought mine. Jesus Christ, I would not have it if it was that much. I don't get, man. I'm not knocking y'all, but man, there's no way in heck. No, damn, I'm gonna say I ain't no way in hell I'm spending 50,000 on a Model 3 or a Model Y. Mm-mm. No, I don't see anything in this car that's worth $50,000. I don't. And now I'm not knocking the ones that do see that and go out and buy that, but there's where that IQ test comes into play. I'm kidding, but but yeah, I don't see it, and I do. I that's another annoying. Like I said, the price. People always throw the price up. Oh, it's an expensive car, and I'm like, go price a Honda Accord, and then go price at the time when I bought my Tesla. So those are the things I always find funny. I also find funny, I hear a lot of Tesla people complaining on social media about the prices have dropped, and people, the used car prices. Like you get on some, like in one case I'm on some of the Facebook groups, and people are trying to push their used Teslas that they went out and intentionally wanted to flip. I'm not against people trying to make a dollar, but you got to reckon. Yeah, I don't see how some people thought that was gonna last. Going out and flipping a Tesla, and are upset because now they can't offload their Tesla at the price they thought they were going to offload it at, because now I guess people weren't paying attention to the articles of different plants were coming online, and all I was seeing was, okay, there's going to be more cars. Yeah, we were having a shortage, but different plants were coming online. Production was ramping up. At some point, that supply and demand was going to flip, and we got the situation we're in now. So it's funny. Well, it's not funny. It's kind of sad because some of those people probably went into it thinking they were going to, try to better their situation. But don't get mad at the automaker because now they have more products out there, and, and now you can't sell your used Tesla for 10,000 more than what you bought it for. Now, like I said, I'm not knocking it because that's exactly what happened with my first one. I ended up selling it, and I had no intentions on this. I was just gonna trade it or sell it, my Model 3 Standard Range Plus, and I ended up getting 5,000 more than what I paid for. But that wasn't my intention at all. My intentions were to keep the car. It's just that I just wanted a different one, and I wanted the punchier Tesla. Not with the intention on getting it and flipping, because if that was the case, I would have went ahead and jumped up to a Model Y or something like that. And I've heard some people do that, oh, I'm trying to work my way up to a different one. But man, I'm telling you this, I was searching those Tesla websites and I'm looking at the price as Elon's increasing the price, and I'm seeing new Teslas hitting the road, and I'm looking at the monthly payments on those cars, even with certain down payments, and I'm like, what people were willing to pay for a Tesla was more than what people were paying in mortgages. And that just didn't make good sense to me at all. Which is why I'm still in my Model 3 long range, which I have no intention on getting rid of now until something happens or something greater happens. But I couldn't justify that to my wife. Yeah, I can afford it. We can afford it. We wouldn't be. But to say, I'm going to drive something that's more than a mortgage payment or what people are paying in rent just didn't. I don't know. And then people say, oh, I do what I want to do with my money, which is like, and that's where I get into the whole IQ thing. That's where you get people say, oh, I do what I want to do with my money. Then it becomes a thing of, okay, now we're back into stupid people then. And you have stupid people with Teslas doing stupid things because then they say, okay, if I spent this much, I should be able to do what I want to do with my Tesla now. And now I'm going to do something stupid with it, like try to make it into a submarine and post a video and then complain that I got kicked off a supercharger network or, other little stupid stuff. And I'm not knocking. Now, if some people are doing it purely for entertainment, that's fine, but they have to realize there are too many other stupid people that's going to follow along with that. And you have some people that are doing it and they're on a closed course and they have like a whole setup where they can blow up their car because they have, you know, the fire department there. They got a whole crew that's going. But you got other people that are watching these videos that don't have that setup and they're just too stupid to realize, okay, this was just for entertainment, and they had safety crews there. They had and then they try to do these things in real life, and it just, we get punished as regular owners by basically getting restrictions in another update because it's trying to block something that somebody stupid did. So I know I'm running on in a tangent, and that was my, like I said, I did that the last time, but it's just been a year. And I've been thinking about doing another video, and I had not done it because I've been busy with work and traveling and, doing other things with my wife, and it doesn't include, all things Tesla. And, so for me, it's just been, this rant is just, like I said, a collection of things I've noticed in the past year owning this car, and just seeing the blogs, or I won't say blogs, just the post on Facebook or different groups and people. That's another thing. Facebook groups. This is where I find most of my stupid Tesla owners. And other owners, chime in if you see this and you're so tired of this. I'll go in, I join a Facebook group, Tesla owners, you name a city or whatever state, and they write it up as if, okay, we share ideas, all this other stuff, share, have questions, blah, 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 blah. And then I've been finding that it's been people that'll get on there and will have like, a tree fell on my car, what should I do? Or, let's see, something else just as stupid. I rear-ended someone and I caused a 3-car pileup. Should I call the police? Or I was just hit by another car. Should I call the police? Or where should, now I get the ones like, hey, does anyone have any recommendations on body shops or things of that nature? Those are fine. But just and this is where I say we have stupid people with cars, because if you have to get on a post like that and ask a question like, should I call the police because I was just rear-ended? What should I do now that I have a tree that's laying on top of my car? Or just other stupid stuff that should be like common sense type. Like, why get on and post that question when it's like, I don't know. And I'm like, damn, these are Tesla owners. These are people who were smart enough to, let's just say some of them smart enough to go and get a college degree in a particular degree to earn enough money to be able to have a decent credit score, or that a bank would say, okay, you are financially stable enough to the point we're going to loan you the money so you can buy this $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 car. But then you get on there and you just ask stupid questions, like just pointless questions. Like, really? My car is, I'm just, if you hadn't seen it, just hop on one and just scroll through the list of questions. That has just been the most frustrating. And then when you get on there and say, and it's almost like, I've seen it where people will state the obvious and they will fight against that. And it's just like, I don't know if people are just seeking out, they want to be, I don't know, they want to be cuddled, and I don't know. And I'm finding that more of my Tesla owners than my Jeep owners. Like, I've been in Jeep groups and there's nothing like that. People get on there, share ideas, like ask advice on, excuse me, on how to do lifts or different things, but not with Tesla owners. It's just the stupidest questions that it's almost like it's just as bad. And I'm not knocking the school, but my daughter went to NYU and I joined one of those parent blogs at NYU, same type of deal. And I found that it was the parents of the students that would get on this parent support group and would ask dumb questions like, what time should my child get up to go to catch, to get to class? Or, my child can't find, my child can't, if my child is looking for a job, what should they do? Like, I don't know. So I've grown very frustrated with that. And I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm like the smartest person in the room, or, sound very cynical or anything like that. And I probably am cynical on some of the things, but it's just, I don't know, y'all. It's just, that's been the frustrating thing about owning Tesla. Now, there's been a lot of positive sides. There's been a lot of positives to owning a Tesla. Like I said, for me, not paying gas. The only maintenance, wiper blades, tires. I think I need to do an annual service. I think I've read somewhere that I need to do that. Probably in the owner's manual for Tesla, so I probably need to schedule that. But it hasn't been like it is with the Jeep. My Jeep now, is 20. I bought it in 2011, and she's still running. I keep her running, but there's nowhere near the maintenance costs. And I always see all these websites of how much it costs to own an EV or to keep a Tesla, and it's like, I don't see that. And I see all these websites talking about all this, and I promise you, if you ask your average Tesla owner, they're not spending all this money that people are saying, oh, it costs this much per mile to keep it on the road. Or I really don't see that at all. I mean, if you're really on the fence about getting it, don't ask some young 20-some-odd-year-old person. Don't look at the young 20-some-odd-year-old YouTuber. Don't look at the grown there's the other spectrum. So you got the 20-some-odd-year-olds, then you got the late 30-some-odd-year-olds. Those are the ones that are married with a dog or something like that, no kids, and they use their wife as thumbnails. And, and they'll have her, like, I mean, there's some decent ones out there. Like, I'll tell you, one of my favorite ones where he's kept it straight. And if you have any, like, try to figure out whether I should do a Tesla or not, the Frugal Tesla guy, I've enjoyed his. There's been a father and son team, I think it's the Fast Lane or something like that, where their channel, when Tesla came out, I mean, they were really good. Nothing stupid, nothing like, I'm gonna run my car through this water and see if it can submerge, and none of that stuff. But I don't know. Just pay attention to the thumbnails if you're doing some research. Like I said, if now's the time to buy a used one. I'm seeing the prices drop. Now's the time to buy a new one. I mean, get that rebate. If you can afford it. I'm not even saying just Teslas. I'm good. I like the way like the Chevy Trailblazer. Is it the Trailblazer that's coming out? The Sierra. Well, no, it's not the Sierra. It's the truck they have. They have a few other EVs. I even like the Equinox EV. I mean, there are other makers out there that are doing their thing. Now, the only downside to those folks is they're going to have to rely on Electrify America. And I've been doing a lot of reading on that. And a lot of people not been having good luck with it. But then again, I don't have to use Electrify America. I just been, looking at other YouTube channels where people complain about it. So don't take my word as gospel on it. My daughter is looking to buy something where if she did use a charger, it's going to be Electrify America, or something else other than the Tesla supercharging network. But I will say that's the one thing Tesla has in its favor right now is that supercharging network. It works fast, and it's very reliable. I don't, just try to, so that's been my deal with it. I know this has been almost like a rant and just a rumble, but just rambling on. But I don't do any of my videos to earn any money. I don't do any of the whole production scenes and editing, adding music and all the other stuff, because I can, trust you me, I know how to. The She Shed in there is kind of a studio. My wife does instructional design work, and she does all things ed tech, and a lot of it is simulations and stuff. So we have a whole setup in there to do all that. I just don't do that because I just like just sitting here shooting the breeze with you guys and just saying, here's my experience. I'm not going to edit anything. It's just me just talking. I don't have, I just find it. I look at some videos where it starts off one way where they're talking about, oh, this is what my video is going to be about, and it goes off to something totally different, has nothing to do with it, and it just obviously is just for clickbait, and I'm not into that whole clickbait thing. And I know I'm looking at the time. I'm already at 50 minutes on just rambling on, and like I said, doing a video about once a year, you kind of pick up some stuff that you're like, man, I would love to talk about this, and right now this is just one of those days where I had to, I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, let me go ahead and talk about this. Oh, one more thing before I forget. I want to show you guys my charging situation here, because some people think it's going to take all kinds of craziness to get it charged. But let me just show you. All right. So that is my setup. Well, right there. It's just a regular. Let's see. It's just plugged in. And this keeps my car charged up. So I want to show that. Like I said, if it cost me $100 a few years ago, it was that. But I hear other people talk about, it's going to cost you, hundreds of dollars to charge up when they post videos or articles trying to talk people out of it. Not the case. You find your electrician. Yeah, you can find a good licensed electrician. That's probably the right thing to do. Probably, I've had other people, I've seen people wire it themselves. I was actually in the process of wiring it myself. The breaker box, it's not hard at all. It just so happened I was getting some work done at the house, and the guy was like, I can just do it for you, because we had the shed delivered and we had it all lined up. And I just asked him, he just threw it in. So, it's not expensive at all. So don't think it's going to cost you a crap load of money to own it or to start up. I've seen, I've seen articles where people talk, oh, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to get. No, it's not. Especially if you got a garage. Our other house we had in Charlotte with the garage, oh my gosh. It was like already there. So it's not that difficult. And I think Chevrolet is actually offering to install your level 2 charger. If you buy the car, they're just going to do it for free. So it's like, that's an incentive for me. But most times you probably don't need it. So I was going to do one of those Tesla outdoor chargers. I've been using the cord that came with my car. And just so you know, I've used it rain, fog. It hadn't snowed here, so I can't say rain, sleet, or snow. But sunshine, it's been outside. Yeah, it's probably going to go out after a while, but it's been outside. I try to keep the thing covered. The little main thing on the, I don't know what it's called, but the little smart part of it where it lights up saying Tesla. I try to cover it up when it's raining. But for the most part, it stays outside. I wrap it up. I got like a little hook where I hang it, and it stays out here and it charges the car. So you don't really need to get all that into getting an electric vehicle. And I'm not saying it just for Tesla. I'm saying it for any electric vehicle. So I am a fan of electric vehicles. I know a lot of people aren't, and they'll probably talk about all kinds of things. You can't drive from here to Las Vegas without charging in the winter, and it's like, you can't drive that far either on gas. So I'm telling you, I already know. I've had those discussions with people. half the people that I've run into those conversations with have never even stood next to an electric vehicle, and they're going to try to educate me on the downfalls of an electric vehicle, let alone have been in one, owned one, or driven one. And so I wouldn't be deterred by that. I would say if you're looking for an electric vehicle, go out, test drive it, research it. Um, I mean, there are plenty of decent, people doing pretty good reviews. There are a lot of good reviewers out there for all things electric. I wouldn't fall into the whole all things Tesla people, because they're doing it because they want the clicks, because Tesla was like the biggest thing, and a lot of people were setting up videos during that time. I mean, you can type in Tesla on YouTube and probably get like a billion videos. And half of them are, and what I've learned also is half of them are old videos. They just go in and just edit and change the date and just recycle an old video and just, change it. Like, I could have easily done this one and just changed it from 2021, like my old video that I did with my 2021 Tesla, and just put 2023. And I mean, so I would take your time looking at reviews. Look for people who either have driven one, but if they got stupid thumbnails, and if they say things that they hate about Teslas, or things they wish they knew, or if it's got them doing this, like, or something, avoid those videos, because it's fake, and they're just trying to get you to click on their stuff because they are needing the views for the YouTube paywall thing, or whatever it is that they're trying to do. I have no intention on that. I got a real job, a real wife who has a real job. This is just something just out of fun. My daughters actually make fun of me for doing this, so that's part of the reason why I do it as well, because it's just every time they see when they kind of laugh at me and poke fun at me, or everything that I should have done or didn't do or did do that they just find funny. So it's just having fun with it. What I'm going to do on mine as well is not going to be just Teslas. Another thing, I just bought me a Sea-Doo switch. So I'll probably be doing I can't do an initial because I don't have the boat. I've watched a bunch of videos on that, but I had not found, this will be something that I'm going to do where I'm going to talk about it, because I know black folks own boats and a boat, but I don't see too many of them on YouTube channels. And, as far as, and I'm not trying to do that for mine, but my thing was, I know there's I've run into a lot of people that fish but don't boat, and the price of the Sea-Doo switch just made it make sense. I did the compact. My boat is here. Is actually, I have to go pick it up Saturday, in a few days from this video. Today is Wednesday, so yeah, I gotta go pick it up in a few days. It's already there waiting on me, and I just got to get that done. And once that, I'll probably do something where, do an initial walk around and all that other stuff, and just talk about the pricing of that. And I'm able to do, and my thing is, I just want to do things, having fun in life, enjoying life, and not throwing all my money in one thing, and but just enjoy life. So that's going to be something I'm going to talk about probably the next time I do a video. Will be that. I still want to do like road trip stuff, and it's more or less for me, like documenting things that I've done, like, and I want to be able to look back in life and see things that I've done with my family and stuff like that. So like I said, none of this is for pay. I'm not going to ask you to like, click, subscribe, or any of that stuff. If you do, you do. If not, you don't have to. I'm not begging for any of that. And like I said, YouTube is free, so I mean, if you I mean, that's just me. I mean, like I said, I'm not begging for subscribers or any of that stuff, so that way I can get paid for it. It didn't cost me a dime to sit here and talk to you guys for about an hour of any of that stuff. So I don't need to get paid for it, because I'm not doing any productions. I don't need cameras and all that other stuff. And you know, fake scenes or any of that stuff. So, you know, and I wish YouTube go back to that, where you just get real good educational videos, some good entertainment videos. I don't mind paying for the ones that are good entertainment videos, where you get a lot of people that are, you know, creating their own little drama series or little comedy skits, and those I don't mind. You know, that they actually put in the work. You got a lot of drama students or a lot of people who are, but just, you know, people trying to get money, getting paid off of somebody else's work, like Tesla. I'm not trying to get paid off of Tesla. I mean, no. You know, if you, what's the old saying? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. So, no, that's not me. So, like I said, it's been an hour. I hope I have either convinced. No, I wasn't trying to convince. I'll say I'll end it with this. If you're looking at getting one, it's well worth it, especially now with the discounts and the tax write-off or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a Tesla. It could be any other one. If you get something else, I've had people, you know, comment on my other videos. If you get something else and you're enjoying it, send me the link to your stuff. I would love to see what your video or your vehicle is of choice, or what your review is of that vehicle. Because like I said, we're probably going to be in the market for something different. My daughter's looking for an EV. No, actually, two of my daughters are looking for EVs. My wife, my one daughter, she wants my Jeep, so we're probably gonna have to replace it. If I give it to my daughter, I'm probably gonna need. So I'm open to all things electric vehicles, and it does not have to be Tesla. It could be whatever it is. So if you have something, or if you say, hey, check out the review on this vehicle, your daughters may like that, or your wife may like this one, I'm open to it. Or if you have any recommendations on different electric vehicles that you may have or whatever, that's fine. So I'm not trying to convince you to buy a Tesla. I will say, just do your own research, and if you are in the market, and do some comparisons, because there are going to be some things that you may not like about the Tesla that you may like in something else, in a Ford or a Chevy or the Mercedes or the Hyundai. Even though I don't like it, I don't like the look of it. I like the technology. I like the interior. I like the technology they put into it, but just the look of the car just does not. It doesn't fit me. Both the SUV or the car. Ugh. So, but that's all I got. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and hopefully I'll be doing another one once I get the boat. I don't know if my wife would be in that one or not. Probably not. She doesn't get into this anyway, but you may see a couple videos of us together doing road trips, or, you know, but for the most part, I'm not trying to use her as thumbnails or just to get views. So, other than that, folks, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think or not, and I'll be uploading another one in a few days. All right, y'all have a good one.